Juro Kurabe, protagonist character. I would call him more or less the main character of the game, if nobody else, because he has. Well, he was like the first person. Was he? Actually, don't even remember at this point in time. Why do I think he's the main character? Because everybody talked about him in the first episode or something.
He kind of looks like a protagonist. He looks like he's like the kid who's like, you know, ordinary and stuff, and you know, we just gotta. He's exploring the world, and yeah, like he likes to watch videos. He likes to watch kaiju movies.
Yeah, he likes to watch videos. He's got Shiba, his Ryuji. I would actually probably call Nenji Ogata the Ryuji of the game, more or less, but he's your bro character.
Mm-hmm.
He's closer to the guy in Persona 4, I guess.
Okay, yeah. Not that I've played Persona 4, but I would, yeah.
Well, he's not you know, as punky in Persona 4.
Yeah.
He also kind of looks like Shiba as well. So yeah, pretty much. This is. I would call it like one of the more normal storylines, but you gotta also remember that we did start out getting introduced to Juro being having amnesia, as you do. As three or four characters, I think, in this game that we're going to be following do, and getting a new personality after he completely lost his memories.
Okay.
Unlike, say, Shinomune, who seems to still be struggling with that quite a bit.
So, is he interested in kaiju movies because he got the brain damage and now he's, he's got a different personality?
That's what I was thinking, at least.
Okay.
That the idea here is that, okay, he at least he might not retain any specific memories of the past, but he at least retains the sci-fi sort of fascination. He has a fascination with sci-fi because he lived sci-fi, basically.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, you know, somewhere in your unconscious, you know that this is the real world that I'm trying to get back to.
Yeah, that it reminds you of, what was it, 2060? It's either 2020 or 2060. I don't think he was 2100s.
Well, I relate to this because I was meant to be in an anime. And when I watch anime, it's like it kind of subconsciously speaks to me. It's like I should be in there. I should.
It's true.
I should have met this pantsless girl.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's just that kind of like, okay, you know, like we all know that we're all transplanted from some fictional universe into the real world, some quote unquote fictional world. Like, so I mean, you know, fiction represents reality. That's how we came up with it. That's how humans came up with fiction in the first place. It's the place that we feel like we should have been, but we weren't. Like
would you
anime.
really want to live in the 13 Sentinels universe? Have you been watching 13 Sentinels and you're like, oh, hell yeah, dude, this one?
Well, I would definitely be one of the main characters if I were in 13 Sentinel types.
Would you be one of the amnesiac ones or one of the ones that, like, kills somebody?
Well, clearly one of the amnesiac ones, because I'm one of the...
Yeah, true. Okay, you know what? That was a stupid question.
I mean, I certainly wouldn't be like, you know, like any of the big hitters in the business world or anything.
You wouldn't be the Gota. You wouldn't be the... Well, I guess Shinomune is actually kind of... She's still pretty amnesiac. She's just not completely amnesiac.
Maybe I was meant to be the sexy pantsless girl. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, look. We all want to be the sexy pantsuit girl, but then there's only one of them.
Or the nurse. Again.
They're the same character. Like, yeah, I don't. So that might not have been clear in the previous episodes, but Morimura is butt lady and also the nurse. She's the same character.
Oh no, I get that, but she's not also pantsless, is she?
Oh, I thought you said pantsuit lady.
Oh no, I said pantsless.
Which is not how I would describe that latex suit, but close enough.
Yeah.
No. You did the Minami, Natsuno Minami is the girl who only ever wears a shirt and what is that, like a gym outfit?
Is that a direct translation of her name? Girl who only wears.
Yeah, obviously that's not how you would. It's pronounced in more of a traditional name style, but it contains all the kanji for a girl who doesn't wear pants.
Probably if you were translating it.
There she is, by the way.
Oh,
not wearing pants.
Wait, really? Why isn't she wearing?
Well,
right.
oh, I'm sorry. Did you not see
Oh.
the character who's not wearing pants in the scene? And not
Oh.
figure out that that's the same character we're talking about.
Oh, it's the same character. Okay, yeah, no, I understand now. I understand completely.
But yeah, I do want to point out that yes, the nurse is the person in the latex suit who is the person that also died in A's storyline. So that's something to kind of keep in mind, I guess, for the future.
So have these characters already gotten acculturated to the fact of time travel?
No, these characters don't know about time.
Okay.
None of these characters know about time travel.
Okay.
Juro knew about it, but then forgot about it. Minami, I believe, does know about it because she encountered the AI robot buddy that sent her through time.
Wow, what? Is there something in your eye, bro?
No, he just likes winking a lot.
No, I know.
He's a very saucy lad.
Yeah.
So he's basically just perpetually winking.
In the novelization, in the summary section, if this game has one, it's gonna say, "Oh yeah, he smirked," like a bunch of times.
It does.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
I can go pull that one up right now, and no, because that would have because that is it's a complete summary at this point, so you would see everything.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, that would be a fun thing to pull up.
Yeah. By the way, what is...
there are summaries for basic events of the game, and then there are also summaries for there are what they call mystery files, which are just a little bit of elaboration on some of the more... Well, it's in the name.
No, I'm curious because it feels like this guy just like woke up and he's not sure where he is. Is that right?
No, as far as Juro Kurabe knows, he's always been Juro Kurabe, and he's always lived in this house with his grandmother.
Okay.
Tomoe Kurabe.
And that's his grandmother.
No, that is not his grandmother.
Oh, okay.
That's the yandere girl who's talking to the cat.
Okay.
Don't you remember she made a deal with a magic cat to try and get back his memories of being Juro Izumi?
Okay, no.
But he obviously doesn't know that.
Okay.
I need to come up with a way to kick her out.
Yeah, no, now that I'm
Anyway,
thinking
she also is basically renting a room in this house so that she can keep watch over him because yandere.
Yeah. Also, it definitely feels like he's the protagonist of the game because he's like the one who's like we're experiencing it through his eyes as somebody who's like having a coming of age story.
Stop acting like you're my mom.
Yeah, more or less.
Besides, I can't fall asleep.
Like,
Despite the fact that we were talking about in the last episode that there are 13 main characters, but I guess Juro is who I would consider the most main of the main characters.
yeah, it's like it's not actually about his function within the story. It's just like his
He's
just
got big main character energy.
exactly, it's his vibes.
Alone together.
He's a little bit shy.
Are you trying to torture me?
He's a normal high school student just living his life when this weird girl moves in with him and makes him an outrageously detailed dinner in the background there.
Yeah, I haven't read a lot of I haven't read but one of the Love Hina series, but I just love how they started out by saying about how average the protagonist is. Well, yeah, I get a little bit below average grades, and I think they say he's got a 2.94 GPA, and I'm like, ooh, I really relate to that. Fuck. I'm not really good at any sports or games or something. I'm just an average kid, you know.
Not me. I'm great at video games. God gamer here. We're still in that story arc.
Well, I'm really good at math too, but I still felt
whatever. I don't care. Video games are better.
That's true. They're more important because you think about anything you can do in math, you can do in video games.
Are you trying to start up a YouTube channel about doing math? Actually, I can think of several YouTube channels about doing math.
There are actually several quite good channels on YouTube about math.
Did you really?
Number file being obviously the
yes, number file is the one. Three blue, one brown. 3
blue, 1 brown is probably the single highest quality in terms of the graphics and proofs and stuff. And then Mythology is really good. Anyway, there are several.
Look, we can Hey, don't stop watching the video to go watch math videos. You're stuck here watching 13 Sentinels.
I actually really like.
I mean, you're not stuck here watching 13 Sentinels. You have the pleasure of watching 13 Sentinels. Continue.
Yeah. Okay. So I will just mention Michael Penn is somebody who's really it simulates the experience of being in a really good.
I better be getting paid for this.
Undergrad. It really simulates the experience of being in a good undergraduate course with proofs and stuff, and really introducing you to the rigors of. But whatever. Look, we could go on. I could go on for probably an hour on this, but it's not very interesting. Unless you're really into math YouTube, in which case it's completely unnecessary.
We had several episodes of Persona 5 called Persona 5 The Math, didn't we?
Yeah.
How come that's always... I mean, most people default to talking about what their favorite pizza toppings are, but here we are.
Oh,
What's your favorite math tuber?
Super Bowl, the Super Bowl quarterback Joe Burrow. He's not a math YouTuber. It just he had his tweet from 2017, and people were dredging it up where he said, how are you not gonna like pineapple on pizza? And I'm like, okay, just kind of an arbitrary little, cute argument between, I really like it on pizza. It's like, oh no, I hate it on pizza. What are you thinking? And then there was a reply from somebody who was like, who the heck likes pineapple? And I'm like,
just that.
Yeah, and I'm like, huh. I can think of several reasons you might like pineapple.
I guess I never thought about it that way.
It's a pretty. I understand why you would even not like it. I like it so much that I appreciate why you might not like it. But it is kind of like
I've given it enough thought.
Yeah, there's a weird aftertaste to it. Okay, but it's a sweet, fruity.
Very, very. It has a very distinct sourness to it.
Yes. It's a sweet, tart, tropical fruit. I don't know. There's plenty of reasons with a unique texture. It's there's a lot of reasons.
Very hard to prepare.
My theory on the pineapple pizza thing is that it's mostly caused by people getting a pineapple pizza from Pizza Hut or something. And
I like pineapple pizzas from Pizza Hut.
Where they clearly just have cans of.
They do. I work for Pizza Hut. I can confirm this.
And it's nothing wrong with that, but I'm sure they don't drain the pineapples extremely well. So they're not going to a grocery store to get fresh ingredients and stuff. And so it's the end result is you get these this canned fruit with sickly sweet syrup on it, and on this already not great pizza that's very much just replacement level pizza. And it's okay, I can see why you might not like that. In fact, I can totally see not liking it. It sounds kind of disgusting even to say it. But it's if you get
I like Pizza Hut.
If you've never had pineapple from a grocery store, you should try that, because that's actually where it's at. And it's that can be delightful on pizza. And I'm sure it's there's some cooking techniques. I'm sure it's putting it on, when you put it on before or after you put it on.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're trying to get a very good recipe for pineapple, even outside of pizza, it's just try using it with the crepes that you also. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, hey, look, it's we're trying to get away from our best friend who keeps winking at us. Hey, can you summarize what's happened in the story so far again?
Well, this kid and his friend are going up to girls and and getting rejected, and it's this kind of humorous little sub. I don't know.
That has not. Has that happened yet? Because that definitely does happen in this story.
It happens
in this game.
It happens in Persona.
Because
no, it's in Persona.
Visual novels.
Well, they're really good as a genre. I think that there's exceptional writing. The fact that this is the baseline for writing in a visual novel. It's pretty solid stuff. All the dialogue is it feels novelistic. The dialogue, it's not beautiful, but it's functional and it's interesting.
I mean,
things are happening.
That's what I was saying in the last episode too, where it's fine. It's it's all the characters are sketched out pretty well, and it's just
Yeah, unfortunately, you're somebody who's not played a lot of visual novels, and so this is you're getting all of the genre conventions all at once. as a
True,
process.
but I mean, in some ways, that's like a good thing and a bad thing.
It can be a
It's
good
like,
thing or a
because-
bad thing, because if it's really
fresh.
exceptional, like if it all comes together at the end, which it sounds like for you it didn't really do,
And yeah, well,
then I mean, then it's like, oh wow, that's really mind blowing. But if it's like if you don't like the ending to a Zero Escape or Danganronpa game, there's a good chance you're gonna be like, well, it was all right, but the ending was kind of like, kind of ruined everything for me. It's.
I get the feeling that I'm going to eventually be forced to play Danganronpa one day, and I am just going to like, and I'm going to haul you along for the ride.
And I will gladly. I might even be the one who pays you to do. No.
There's no fucking way. There's no. Actually, no. I don't know. Maybe would you be willing to give me money for that?
I don't. Probably not. No, it'd be too weird.
Okay.
The dynamics of that would be too weird, I think.
You could just, because I would have to give you a cut of the money.
No,
I make on this series.
No, you wouldn't.
And they make no money on any of these series you've ever been on.
I was gonna say, like we're like I don't even want to check, but like wow, that's weird.
Thanks, Amiguchi-kun.
Here's your quarter.
Exactly. But yeah, no, I feel like if somebody on the Discord or just out there on YouTube or on Twitch wants to pay you to play Danganronpa, I will happily go along for the ride on that. So I will donate my time, but not my money.
True. That is the thing you are donating here.
You already paid for my ramen last time.
And I take it greedily.
Then what? You want to call it a day?
I can still tack
Because
on.
God knows that we are not even like close to halfway through this series. so far.
Did we have the conversation on the channel where like you were like, I'm just dragging you into this. I am.
I'm fairly certain I said that in the first episode where I said something along the lines of and you're along for the ride too because fuck you.
You're like you feel like put upon your time and stuff, and then you're like, well, what? And then you're like, but also fuck you, you're along for the ride.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
more or less that.
Okay.
You've got this mad scientist who loses his real body.
Look, do you really want me to do a like 40-hour story-based visual novel game by myself?
No.
Like, and the correct answer is yes, if I don't have to be here.
So, yeah, no. So right now they're doing the real Hoopers don't, real heads know that this is where it's at. This B movie.
Oh yeah. Only the most
What's up?
It takes a
cinephile. What would you call that if you're like a cinephile, but only for or like
for like
V movies
I feel like that would just
starring
be
Jerry
cinephile.
Seinfeld?
At some point, it's just like you're just a cinephile. You would just probably describe your genre that you're a fan of. I'm a huge fan of horror, westerns, comedies, or something like that.
Did you want to just grab dinner and go home?
Like I'm a comedy
okay,
nerd. I watched the comedy by Tim Heidecker last night, so that's how hardcore I am. Because that is not an enjoyable movie. Like I was only watching it because I've been into Tim Heidecker a
Old
lot.
man's probably at his mistress's place again.
I've heard people. Wait, what was it exactly?
It's called The Comedy.
Yeah, okay. I thought I recognized that. It's like I've heard stuff about that, but like I don't fucking know.
It's like it's meant to be one of the most deliberately unpleasant movies. It's not like gross out, but it's like it's hard to watch. It's about somebody who just can't stop making needling somebody with a joke that he thinks is funny, and it's just like it's like critique of irony and everything, and it's really really painful. It's like this guy's life is so fucking pathetic, but he doesn't. He's the last one to realize it. So.
Uh-huh.
Hold on, I'm almost done.
Yeah.
All right then.
We could swing by the video store.
I maybe I would have liked it a lot more if I'd seen it like 5 or 6 years ago, or like when it came out. But now it's just like, oh my god, that is just such a painful thing to
Is
watch.
that the sequel to that sci-fi flick?
But anyway, the point is that's
I've
the
never
thing
been
that
really into cringe comedy, you know.
Get back.
I think it can work. It's just like I'm not. I would say it's probably not my favorite. Like I like Tim and Eric a lot because of the way that they subvert like genre and expectations and everything, but not like for. I don't know.
Surrealism is what I always really like about their stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's not so much like it's intended to be a well-structured joke. It's just sometimes it's just some weird bullshit.
Yeah. Like or I guess what it is I really like satire, and I really like well done parody and stuff. Like I sent you that Joe Rogan thing. They did Tim Heidecker did a great Joe Rogan parody, and I thought that was amazing, and I liked it because it was faithful, but it was also like it was really like this is how this is what a conversation sounds like between three people who are just they don't know what they're talking about. They're just at a party and they're just like making conversation. Except it's also like they're doing it for a live audience. And then they captured that really well. It's not really cringe.
Which, I mean, not that we would know anything about that.
Yeah, exactly. We always know everything. Like, we know about, like, we don't just say, like...
Oh, twists!
Please.
Uh,
Everyone.
No, shut up and watch.
Do such a thing.
You came to the future for this? Whatever happened to protecting us?
Ida, we had it all wrong. The true cause of this disaster was you.
What?
It's your nanomachines. You all have
oh.
That's what's calling the Deimos here. As long as you kids are alive, the hordes will keep on coming until they've destroyed all time and space.
You're lying.
They don't really seem to have that capability.
I'm sorry. This is the only way.
No. No.
I'm sorry, Yakushiji. The
Sorry,
pain will only last
Yakushiji.
for a moment.
No, wait. I can't do this.
It's too late to back out now.
No, he can.
Okay.
I must kill my doubts and finish the job. In order to escape from this eternal cage, it must be done.
The
It
cause of
can't be
this
helped.
was us?
Yeah.
You're persistent, Ida. Don't worry. I'll put you out of your misery.
What?
What have you done, Juro?
What has he done?
Morimura-san.
Where's the wound? Let me see it.
Also, it's still a vanilla game. Sorry, we gotta say.
It was all for you.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, well, we've already seen this character before
Yes,
doing
yes.
this exact sort of pose.
We need to put this all behind us.
Yep. Look, man, we gotta... Look, man, you gotta get over the fact that I killed all these teenagers.
Morimura forgot them again.
No, I was
It's not that big of a deal, really.
I was making an ass joke.
Sorry, Miwa-chan.
Well, anyway, okay, so how do you think that fits into the rest of the storyline?
So was that
By the way, that was him. That was Juro describing a dream that he was having.
Well, just meet me at
If
the
you're
front
looking
gate
for
when you're
him.
done.
that was so that was that Juro like who got killed there?
Break area? Yeah.
Well, I mean, they called him Juro.
Okay.
Get going.
Oh, I see. So they were saying that he had made the nanomachines in a previous lifetime, basically.
Juro.
The nanomachines. The nanomachines are what that are calling them here before they destroy all of space and time, which I feel like is a bit of an exaggeration.
Yeah. Well, it's probably just gonna be Earth. Let's be honest. It's gonna be Earth in the present.
If people find out we're living
Yeah.
together,
Yeah, mostly. Well, Earth. I guess it's Earth across different time periods because they've clearly been attacking different time periods.
It's funny because they were like, if they find out we're living together, we'll both be expelled. And then the kid is like walking by as they're saying that.
It's our secret, I know.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like it doesn't. She is legally able to. She is like legally renting a room in the Kurabe household.
Uh huh. Yeah. I mean, really. Oh, so now orphans aren't allowed to go to school? Is that what you're saying?
You aren't allowed to live with other teenagers, other people of the same age.
Yeah.
what's up with the yakisoba?
And the opposite gender in the same room, in the same.
I don't think they're living in the same room.
Okay. That'd be a little bit on the nose.
And I mean, she's not really an orphan so much as she's time displaced.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just using that as an example. Like, you know, you're allowed to live with other, you know, kids' parents. Like, that's not a problem.
We're just teenage.
Maybe not in Japan. Maybe that's like a thing
maybe
in
that-
1980s Japan. I
That,
don't
that
know.
actually would, maybe. It wouldn't be, like, shocking. if they were like, oh well, you
That's
can't live
strange.
together, you'll be
The
expelled from
front
Juro.
door was unlocked. I hope there wasn't a break-in.
How could somebody break into this house? Why, it would be impossible.
Yeah, if you just had like I guess somebody had like
I think we're
how did they get their hands on like the extra large paper cutter?
It's been 40 years.
Or we just went through the open ass fucking sliding doors right there.
Well, it was locked, so there was no way to get it otherwise. You had to cut it
What are you doing in my house?
and then repair
I'll
it.
be renting a room starting today.
Oh, I guess this is the first time we find out that she's renting a room. Whatever.
Get a
If I just did more of Megumi's storyline, I think she would have talked about that, as well as talking to a cat. A lot. That's still a thing. That's still a storyline that we're going to get to.
get a separate room, you
I've already
two.
moved in my furniture.
They have a separate room.
That's what I'm telling them. I'm telling them to get a separate room. I know they have a room. I was
She
just
said she was
making a
planning to
joke
rent it
about
out, but
how when two people are together, you say get a room, you two.
what were you thinking, Grandma?
Get separate rooms.
There's no way
Look, we're just filling out time.
to do this.
We have so much more of this series left to go. We can't give up now.
We're already at the point where
Like, okay, how about we go back to the hey, okay, so yeah, all the characters have nanomachines. That's what allows them to pilot the Sentinels.
That wouldn't be so.
In the future, I think just having like nanomachines is sort of a standard thing.
I need to get started.
For example, and in 1944 they got the nanomachines through like because they were basically chosen to be Sentinel pilots, as it were.
okay.
Everybody else seems to have been shot with like nanomachine guns. We saw that in Tomi's storyline as well.
Okay. So
And I guess somehow the nanomachines that let them pilot the Sentinels also are the ones that are actually calling the future terraforming robots to these different time periods to attack them.
okay.
Why exactly?
Forgot these again.
I guess it was completely incidental,
Sorry for the trouble.
but yes, why exactly are these nanomachines the trigger
Thank you, Kurabe-kun.
to cause the
Saves me a trip.
invasion of future
Shiba-kun
robots?
was able to find Amiguchi-kun.
And there you go. That's currently the puzzle pieces that we have put together right now.
Okay. Oh yeah, and this
Now,
is
I suppose there's also the question of who is older Juro, because that was clearly an older version of Juro that we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the same age one. And why we have memories of that? I want to say probably time loop memories from alternate timelines.
well, maybe he was like there, yo. Maybe he was like there,
What do you
yo.
plan to do?
Yakushiji.
Yeah, but he would be like
I've gotten permission to warn
decades older.
Well, we don't know if that's impossible. Like at least not right now. Like maybe the nanomachines
Issue with Juro's condition.
give him.
Yeah, I suppose maybe it's the Steins Gate style of time travel where you like sync with the brain of your old self.
Yeah, or
So it's more like you send your memories back in time rather than your actual
Let
consciousness.
him be
yeah.
free of
It'd be
the
weird if
secret.
you could just like have like you could know the future, but then you were a different person from yourself, and that person had their own life, and you just like know it in advance. But it wouldn't really be advanced; it'd actually be in the past from where you're standing. So like this happens in like the 1960s.
Hey, you talked about this in the first episode. It's like, well, if it's a person that has a completely different personality from the person that existed before, ...
It would still be it would still make more sense than fucking Back to the Future.
Is not stable. Don't disregard the danger this may
Back to the
put you
Future.
in.
I mean, it's just, we are still going on San Dimas time. We're gonna go compare this to movies.
Where
The whole like 40-year time period thing.
where did where did rock and roll come from? Marty McFly invented it sui generis.
There is nothing left.
Is that really the thing you take umbrage with the movie?
Well, it's kind of stupid. It's just like, okay, like, oh, hey, Juro. What's up, Juro? That guy we weren't talking about.
I was listening. I found out this. Well, we've already known this. We know this whole thing.
What do you mean my condition?
She made a fucking deal with a cat, and that happened in the tutorial. That wasn't even like. That's not even something that is like not been revealed to us just yet.
What?
Don't you remember?
The talking cat. Yeah, I remember that. What?
The talking cat said that he was going to bring back Juro Izumi's memories
Oh, okay.
as long as Megumi was going to help her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do remember that. Okay.
The Alan Rickman cat.
Okay, yes.
I'll cook one of your favorite meals tonight.
Maybe you can
And
tell.
now Juro knows about that as well. Does it really matter? I don't know.
No eating out.
I like that. This is such a weird conversation. It's like, hey, you know, I'm gonna make.
I'm still your wife.
I'm gonna.
Live-in cook,
I'm gonna make you
roommate.
I'll make you some of the finest. What the fuck do you like? The yakikobi or whatever.
Why do I have this?
No, that's a different character.
Oh, okay.
It's like
That's the non-Miura character. That's the guy who doesn't wear a hat in 1944. We have girl who doesn't wear pants, and we have guy who doesn't wear hat.
If we knew Japanese, this would be easy because these are direct translations.
Yeah, exactly. All these characters have like 1980s Marvel names, like Peter Parker and Bruce Banner and whatever the fuck Captain America's name was.
Juro Kurabe. There you go.
Yeah, Juro Kurabe.
He's gonna be. That's how we know he's gonna be the protagonist. It's that subtle, like subconscious kind of.
The subtle reference to the 1980 Stan Lee written Captain America comics.
It's a collective.
Reed Richards. They all have naming conventions that make them easy to remember.
It's kind of like you don't know it, but your brain knows it. It's in the collective unconscious that we learned about through.
Yes, we just associate Juro Kurabe with protagonist as we associate the teenagers piloting giant robots with the monomyth.
You don't
Yes.
remember?
Thank you.
You just mentioned it again last week.
I
I
believe.
don't know. I understand. We've had this we've had this conversation many times before.
Well,
Something
I didn't get a chance to get high before we did this, so it's on me that I'm being
Man, I'm sure you probably would have enjoyed this that much more.
I was the only
Like, how? No, wait. We already went over how exactly Juro could be older in his memories. I mean, dreams.
I mean, we went over it, but we
Fuck,
didn't.
what else do we have?
We
What
didn't
else do
come
we
up
have?
to a satisfactory conclusion. I mean, it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, for example, why exactly were the rest of the characters not older?
Why does he have vague memories of the kaiju, but then only have like that specific memory
Well,
of
the
himself
amnesia.
in the future? Well, it's in the future though, of him, like his subjective future.
that movie is a masterpiece.
That movie that we just talked about is a masterpiece. Remember 3 scenes ago?
This is
Yep.
something that actually happened.
By the way,
Wait a second. Are you telling me that these dreams might actually represent real? Okay, no, come on. It's like, okay, I think that maybe you wanted to switch around this scene with the last one. Just a just a writing suggestion.
by the way,
A little edit there.
I'm starting to see your process with this, where you just like you make sure that there's only one thought cloud before you do it, or you go from left to right, so you're being systematic.
I'll be seeing plenty of them soon.
Actually, it's like really hard to tell exactly. It's like left and right to go up and down, and I never
There are
forget.
many different
Okay,
types.
no, I'm sure you.
I never remember. I mean, I always forget. Anyway,
Some bigger than the whole building.
yeah, we've seen them.
That
They're big
series is
robots.
Really cool.
They're terraforming robots from the future,
Tons of different kaiju.
which I guess explains why they do that entire thing where they burrow underground to go get. By the way, we haven't talked about like terminals yet.
Drama series.
I don't think so.
What's it about?
Yeah, remember that the big thing that these kaiju are doing is they're not just kind of like wantonly destroying the city. They are going to specific areas to attack a terminal.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Teleports onto a bridge.
So,
That was like part of the gameplay where it's not so much. That
oh,
you
that's
need to
right.
survive
Yeah,
and
I remember.
fight.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, like that. Those were the objectives.
In the year 2089.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it, that scene did look like it was shot at Sumire Bridge.
Oh, I bet this is where
Scene, you say?
I was
this is where we're gonna get the nurse,
You never made it.
because it's
correct?
2089. It's not in this normal sequence.
That's not true. I was
Yeah, that was 40 years after.
transmitted together.
2069 because that was,
Wait,
or no,
what?
yeah, right, because that was, oh my god, because that was prior to the
So that's why she's 31.
hell?
So she's 31 because of that is off the timeline.
It's beneath us.
Because it appeared in the time. Yes.
It must be. I have no idea.
So some fucking shit happened where they displaced about 16 years rather than 40. There you go.
Okay.
That's what the Sentinels are for.
And that's why
Giant
Morimura is 31 years old. There you go. Actually, he's very astute of you.
Oh,
Figured that one out pretty quickly.
well, that's the power of math.
Good job.
They
By the way,
met,
did I mention that all the characters in the game are 16 years old? Anyway,
I learned the truth. They're all 16.
Interesting, Fuyusaka-san.
Don't you already know all
oh yeah,
this?
that's
You're the
Kennedy
one who
and
told
Seven.
me.
yes, amnesia,
Remember
please.
when we were cleaning up the science room? You said you saw a shootout from
Oh,
the
my
future
God.
in your dreams.
This fucking time travel.
I like that he like picks up like, oh yeah, remember when we were cleaning up the science room and you had that dream where you from the future where you were involved in a shootout.
Told me about
Like,
that
cleaning
dream
up
from the
this-
future.
And then he's like cleaning up the science room. What are you talking about?
The fuck, I wouldn't clean up the science room.
That
What am I, a
doesn't,
nerd?
doesn't sound like me, but yeah, that was the content of my dream. That's right. But
But yes, I did have a dream about it.
are they establishing that he doesn't remember that when he recalled that?
Now that I think about it,
Well, he's going to look. Here's the thing: he only has amnesia up to the point that he became Juro Kurabe, except when he doesn't.
I think
Okay.
you have the key. Be sure not to misplace it.
Maybe he just accidentally forgot about this. Hey, it's go time.
Second year.
Uh-huh.
Popular with all the ladies.
You know that guy.
That friend is just so.
Shut the fuck up,
Done
Shiva.
Cleaning. Be sure to lock up. Then return the key to Miss Morimura. Understood?
Yes.
Let's all clean up the science room together.
Sorry for the trouble.
Yep.
Okay,
All right, this actually
not
took
much
me
left
way
to
too
do.
long to figure out how to
Let's
clean
get
up the
this over with.
science room, so we'll see a very obvious
I'll wash
cut
the
here.
equipment over
Uh-huh.
there. Could you put the beakers back on the shelf?
Like all you need to do is put the beakers on the shelf, but it doesn't tell you what shelf, and I don't,
It's hard to
whatever.
believe.
It sure is, but I don't. But you've seen this story. Everybody's a teenager.
Cleaning duty sucks ass.
Uh-huh.
Shiba-kun. Stop complaining and get
Anyway,
to work.
yeah, there's like literally two of these
Did you say
beakers here,
something?
and you're just supposed to put them on the shelf.
You were mumbling. Speak clearly, please.
Just,
But I don't know.
it's Saturday. Kinda sucks to
How
be
does the
on call
science
duty.
room get so dirty
Rules
over
are
the course of
rules.
and why do they make you come in on Saturday? That seems like a really weird.
Well, weren't you paying attention to the persona? Saturday is a school day in Japan.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
This.
That's that is in fact that's something that surprised me as well. Don't you remember you only ever get Sundays off in that game?
Okay, yeah.
Guess it goes
That was
in
like a
here.
thing.
I-
Yeah, you had to like talk to her, and then she tells you that you had to put the thing. Whatever.
See, I thought
I
in,
figured
in
it
that game, I think they were just punishing the viewers. So I guess I didn't realize what was actually okay. Of course, put the beaker into the cabinet just like they told us.
There we go. Cleaned up. I did it, everybody. Gameplay accomplished.
Yeah. Well, you need to come in Saturday after school to put 3 beakers on a shelf.
2.
Oh.
What is it?
Not even. Anyway, let me tell you about this fucking dream. Holy shit.
Is there something on my face?
This is taking way too long.
Sorry.
Yo, Juro, why didn't you recall this part and not the part where you put the beakers
I think
away?
it was you, Fuyusaka-san.
So
I
wait.
feel like you could have scrubbed that timeline a little bit.
So this whole thing, this is part of the memories. I see. So this is all.
Yes,
about
this is him. This is him trying to remember what happened.
Attractive.
By the way, I have to say, I do love that. Like when you have to do like chores in a story-based video game. Like I love that. Just that's such a stupid like trope, but it is really really common. Like I'm thinking of even like in the original Paper Mario.
Apocalypse was coming.
Like there's like the whole peach sections where you have to like you have to bake a cake and you have to time it.
Oh yes.
And it's complete.
Oh my god, that entire thing where it's just and you have to have it in for 30 seconds and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like I actually got a timer out to do that correctly. 'Cause I-
Me too.
Yeah,
Oh, so I was a criminal.
I think that's actually.
Yeah, probably considering that we did just see Juro just fucking gunning down teenagers.
Uh-huh. Well, I don't think Juro would ever do that.
Well, that does sound exciting.
We
curious
can't.
to
We
hear how it
cannot
ends.
bring in the possibility that Juro is also an unreliable narrator.
Yeah, that would be a little bit too stupid.
Then again, this is 13 Sentinels.
Well, I haven't seen anything that's
Layers
really...
of Deception is what I called one of the episodes here.
Yeah.
Hey, this is her in profile. Check it out. Oh, there we go.
Oh, wow.
I failed
Nice.
to kill one of the researchers.
The deed is done, though. The entire facility's been destroyed. We did good.
Uh-huh.
The Interstellar Development Project was sent back to square
Wait a
one.
second. That sounds like the sort of thing that would be creating terraforming robots.
Changed the
Uh-huh.
future.
Sure hope so.
Do-
If not, then we'll have killed all those innocents for nothing.
I mean, we
I'd
still
like to
killed them,
believe
though.
They haven't died in vain.
It's really weird. Is this supposed to be like rubble that they're standing among? Like, even though that this is a...
No, I think this is supposed to be a research facility, though I don't really know why there's so many crushed cans around here.
Like, it looks...
Maybe this is outside of the research facility. I don't
Go
know.
on ahead.
Okay, because I mean, obviously, it's like the future looks fine. It looks like it's pretty prosperous,
So what,
actually.
you want me to
And it's
abandon
just
you
like
here?
this room in particular looks
Just
like
need to make it
gross
through
and
today.
like
Remember.
trash is strewn everywhere. Looks like they're under a bridge, actually.
Yeah, that might be where they're supposed to be. I'm not entirely sure.
Just go.
Anyway, I'm starting to get it.
No, absolutely not.
Oh, okay. Well,